Right guys, yep, obviously it's going to be another cabbie video. Can't see there's been a race car video for a while. Well, we're back on again today. We've got a couple of bits we've got to pop out of the boxes. Just consumables, nothing exciting, but before we can go any further we're going to have to get these out. We've got a load of Galvy spray here, so we're going to have to start putting that on. So obviously we get quite damp in here. We're not getting anything really coming in the car, thankfully, from the top, but what comes off the roof and goes down the sides and then ends up washing under the garage sort of thing. So we're going to get another cover over the roof just in case, because you know we did have to do some modifications before with silicone. Not so much patching it up, but running it. The water does get in and it masses on the rails, and then it was dripping in, but quite a bit. So we siliconed it and that's killed that, but we'll have to do a few things on that, but hey ho. Anyway, so got some zinc spray, which as you all know is great stuff. Zinc itself, it's very rust inhibitive. So we've got 4 cans of that. I dare say we'll blow through them pretty quickly. Obviously anything that we're going to weld with the MIG we'll be using it between the joints. Anything that we're going to spot weld we'll then have to use it to flood the joints. And obviously behind box sections where we're going, it's been previous factory prime, where the dipped, where that's got in. I want to make sure that they're fully cleaned out and fully coated, so you know the shell's basically a brand new shell. Anyway, we also got some of these as well, which look quite interesting. Get one out of the box. Oh, it's a full pack still in the box. So yeah, they're still in the pack. So what I thought with these is cleaning paint off. The same ideal. They seem pretty decent for cleaning rust off, but I can't see them lasting very long when you start hitting rough areas. I think they'll get ate up pretty quick. I could be wrong, they might not. But I thought it's great for cleaning panels up where we're going to be welding. So like the floor pan, where it meets toe boards and where it meets inner wings, where to meet, you know, and so on. So what I have been using was the wire brush on a grinder from now, but obviously they're a bit vicious. Sometimes they catch the edge of the panel and give you the snag up and all, so they're quite dangerous when they start shedding. These little bits of wire that they have attached to them. Not the comfiest thing to get it by. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get them bits unpacked. Grinder disc really is my main thing at the minute, so obviously we're going to be cracking on and doing a bit of grinding. We'll get this, we're going to get this lot ground out. What I have got, you've got there, these are the profiles. So, sorry, point the camera at something else and then say these are the profiles. There you go. So that's the profile for the B posts for reinforcement. So we'll be getting sections of them made up to replace both sides. That's a section for the A post. We've just like braid these on the end, just so they've got, you know, the returns. I don't want to get just as a leg and then have to braid it up tight to panels. That's not how they were done. They were done with the little tabs on, which will run up obviously. So this will be I don't know, 8-10 inch section when it goes in the car. Sits in the front corner. Right, then obviously the main one is the cross section of the main reinforcement inner sill of the cabbie, which runs from front to rear. Takes in the B post and the A post as well. So we've got them profiles made up nice and easy, so obviously we'll jot down a piece of paper with the measurements and that one, and get them dropped into the machine shop and get them made up. And we can get them put in the car. We need to grab a few bits of steel so we can get this B-post reinforcement in, because we can do that now. We can't finish the A-post reinforcements up until we get the inner wings on, really. I'd like to get the steel, hopefully, before I come to the point of putting the inner wings on. That should work out alright. Just for the sake, when we put the box sections in, it makes it easy just to find where we're cutting around here. Sorry. Point the camera at what people want to see. So, well, what you're explaining. So, where the box section runs up here, you can't get in there, and measuring it's, you know, it's a hit and miss. I always like to put it in and be able to mark it. It's a bit more accurate than measuring it, sort of thing. Obviously, measuring it, if we have to get to that point and we have to measure it, then measure it we do. Won't be an issue, really. Just I'm lazy and I find it easy just to put it there as opposed to get the tape measure out. Second guess yourself, get the tape measure out again, second guess yourself again, walk away from it, forget the measurement, write it down, forget where you put the piece of paper. It's often easy just to offer the piece up to the job, mark off where it needs to be bent. Anyway, we'll stop rattling. What I'll do, I'll crack on. I'll get this ground out. I won't show you all the grinding again. And I'm going to get this other door off as well. But we pulled the door off yesterday, so the worst thing that's going to happen, and hopefully it won't, again we've given them a grind off with a wire brush, give them a good soaking in oil. Worst thing that will happen is these will show and we'll have to get new hinges. But yeah, and then we'll get this door off. Let's see, everything's holding up lovely. Great fit. This is what I mean about the quarter panels. We repaired the bottom of the quarter panels, and we're happy with that, but up here we're not going to get away with it. Yeah, we get the panel in, but we're not going to get into the back to dress it up clean unless we actually cut a section. But still, we won't get it dressed up clean. It won't be nice in there. Like I say, we want it to be like the original shell, not someone that's got welds in the back of panels. Not against welds in the back of panels. It's just, you know, we're just wanting it to be restored back to its original. Oh, I've had a quick bit of dressing up round here. The crustiness was bothering me a bit. It could do a bit of treatment on. Obviously it's a bit pitting around the bulkhead, but it's a strong section. I'm going to remove this. We'll just unpick the spot welds on this bracket here, the engine stabiliser bracket. You can see it's a little bit deformed down here, so it's got a bit of rust bubbling behind there, and there's no way I'm going to get any treatment in there. So you know what's going to happen if we paint that and don't take that off. It's just going to flood with rust behind there, and we're not going to have restored anything. Same with this panel here. I'm going to leave it in situ for now until we get the inner wing up and in place and sorted, but then this panel will have to go. Obviously it's had a bit more of a beating than this panel has. Quite peppered, and as you can see these are quite blown out here. But behind it, we've already get into the cross member a little bit there. I've given it a good stab with a screwdriver, and there's no hole in there, so it'll clean up this cross member. There won't be an issue there. This side's nowhere near as bad. You know, you can still see the paint and that behind there, so we won't have the same problem on this side. But I think the car's been on a bit of a tilt, and all the water's gone to this side in it, and causing the majority of damage to this side. Right guys, I'll crack on with the exciting job of doing the grinding. I'll keep that exciting myself and all that, carry on. And I'll pop the camera back on when we've got a bit cut out, show you where we are, show you some of the reinforcements at I'd say Rover. I can't remember who it was. Was it Tickford? Was it Carmen? I don't know. I don't know who was responsible for putting the reinforcement sections in the cabbie, but that's what we'll show you anyway. And obviously door should be off, and hopefully we'll have no hinges snapped to report. Right guys, I'll plod on, speak to you in a bit. Well, I said I'd be back guys. It's the same day, just a bit darker. We've got the light on obviously. Yeah, doesn't that look exciting? it's not as exciting as it looks like. Obviously we're just in trial fits at the minute, you know, just got to get this area sorted out here where the roll bar for the air post comes through. We've got a bit of trimming left to do. Obviously there's all the panels to prepare yet. There's little bits of repairs I'm going to have to do to the stiffener post on here. It's not worth changing it out, the rest of it's in great condition, you know, so there's no point changing out. I'll just drop this, if I can be looking at this brush drop, yep. And we'll have a look at, see what makes the Cabriolet. Obviously we've seen all the chassis section that so far. So yeah, if we look down the bottom here, we did have, this was running down as you'll have seen before, but it was looking a bit gnarly to be fair, so I've decided I'm cut straight across there, so that's out, and then we'll replace that bit. Basically all that is, it's just a thick piece of plate which runs from here, it's welded to the box section which is put in on the air post. It's just welded to the back of the box section, it stops here, goes down here, and then you have a wrap round piece to the floor there. So we'll be making that section and putting it into there. I don't see the point. I might cut the full thing out yet, I don't know. I don't really see the point of cutting the full thing out, it's not too bad there. Obviously we've got a load to do around here. Got the stiffener here to take out. I want to get everything set up using this as a bit of a datum first, so I want to hit a bit of primer on this before I clear it off. I know there's a lot more cleaning up needs doing, but I don't want to get any worse than it, any worse than it already is. Just more work to do then, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll call it a video at that, guys. Again, we're still hoping for this toe board. As soon as we get the toe board in, well, as soon as we get it into, we can get it thrown into here. And that gives me good access on here to get the spot welds in, so we should be able to spot weld toe board in. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we'll get the majority of the inner wing spot welded as well, though coming onto these structure areas obviously we won't get it spot welded, we'll have to plug weld it from one side or the other, probably the outside as opposed to the inside. There's very little areas you can access in there, and then to dress them up afterwards. Well, there's another little speaker pod. You actually use it as a bit of a brace, believe it or not. And then you have another little brace section on the top here, so there's they have quite a few little bits of plate that they've just hiding here and there, just to tighten things up a bit. And they also done some of the holes weren't particularly clean cut. It's took a few goes with a drill, that one, whoever done that. Looks like it's been done from factory as well, so it's still got paint on it. Anyway, that's it, that's the inner wing cut out. When that goes in, we've got our scuttles as datum, you know, we've got these points as datum. We're going to have to replace this and replace this air post part here and a little stiffener. But yeah, that's all going to clean up nice. Get a few repairs done, get it cleaned up, get it all primed, and yeah, then get that toe board in, get the inner wing on, and we're partying on this side, and then we can move to the other side. Right guys, we'll call it a video. Catch you all in the next one. Bit of luck, more progress. See you all later. Have a good one. Monkey Rascal.